Hello, thank you for being here with me. I'm Joy. Here, I remind you of who you really are, who you truly are. What happens, well, some of the things, but what happens when you start coming into awareness, into that consciousness level where you start realizing that you're more than what you were taught, what you thought, what you were forced to believe, all of that. One of the first things that happens is that you start switching or you choose differently when it comes to relationships. And this could be romantic relationships or just any relationships whatsoever. Because you start vibrating at a different frequency and you're focused more on aligning yourself, it's going to happen. There will be certain people, call it what you want, you outgrow them, you this, that. It's really just the misalignment with them. I did a video on letting people go and letting people be. And the thing is that there's nothing wrong with them. It's just you're not aligning anymore. And when you don't listen to yourself, you will notice that you'll start having a lot of problems, issues, obstacles. They will rise up, all being created by you until you realize that you're not aligning with that relationship anymore. And so then, let's say, for example, in a romantic relationship. In a romantic relationship, you don't want to leave the person, but you're still going through your changes, things that you're realizing in your consciousness level. It's no longer who you were. So you're going to feel out of place, but what some people do, they try to force these, relationships. Oh, but I love him. Oh, but I love her. And you're wanting to be at your consciousness level, and you want to do that with your ego. And that just doesn't work out. It doesn't. And if you truly want this, if you truly, truly, truly want to know and want to live based on who you truly are, those relationships may have to go. Maybe temporarily, maybe for good. The thing is that you have to realize that this is your life at this point. It's your life. You can't be concerned with society and your social life when you have work to do on yourself. So you're going to, and the thing is, like, people don't really talk about this much. Like, yeah, all this happened, that happened, but really, it hurts sometimes. You go through, you have these emotions where you have to let certain people go. And that's not always a comfortable feeling. And sometimes things happen that give you, let's say you get upset or you get cheated on or whatever. Sometimes, I'm not saying always, but sometimes, that will kind of cause you to be like, okay, let me move on. But how about if that doesn't happen and you know that you're not in alignment with your friendships anymore? with your family members, with your, boyfriends, girlfriends, husband, wives, whatever. You have to let them go at some point if they're not resonating with you, if you're not aligning with them. That's going to block you if you don't. The thing is that, and this is the other one, your identity. And I know I've spoken about this before, but your identity, it's like the Bible says, you have to literally die to who you are. Because if you're at this point where you know that you're more than what you thought you were, then you already know that you have to let the old, the previous, the alternate version of you go. Like, you have to let that person die. And sometimes that means separating yourself from certain relationships. Sometimes that means, because if you, in a situation where you've been in survival mode your whole life, situations where you have been forced to think that you have to do certain things, you have to be successful in this area or that area, you have to, all these things that are imposed on you that become part of who you are, your identity, they become part of a part of your life. And now, in order for you to continue going deeper into your consciousness, you're having to let that person go. If you were that person that was always in survival mode, that there is a lot of behavior and shadow work that you need to do in order to not just heal, but to shift into the identity of that person that you truly are, or the person that you desire to be. Listen, I'm not telling you that it's all fun and games. People don't talk about that either. You go through a very dark, dark period in your life. You feel lonely because maybe you can't talk about this with people around you. They're not going to understand. They might think you're crazy. They may not understand. And that just makes you feel worse, because then who are you going to talk to about it? No one. That's the point. This is a personal journey. This is for you. Like, talk to yourself about it. There's going to be a phase, or there will be phases, where you might feel alone. But you're not alone. You truly, truly aren't. And it might feel like that, but once you get through those dark moments, you come out of there different. You're doing the work. You're doing the work on you. Don't you see? This is something that not everyone does. And we're not here to judge, but just so that you see that you're being brave. You're being so brave in throwing and burning down your old life to be the you that you truly are, the you that you desire to be. You're doing it. And I want to add something here. Because at times you will ask yourself, like, what the freaking heck? Like, and all these thoughts go through your mind in such sarcastic ways. This world isn't even real, and this is a simulation, and this and that, and I've been lied to my whole life, and that can be overwhelming. But let me just tell you something. Ending it unaliving yourself because you cannot deal with what you're feeling, and you feel lonely, and you feel like, well, then what's the point? Don't do it. I mean, you're gonna do what you want to do, but then you have to start over. Do you really, after everything you've been through and to the point that you've gotten to now, think about it. Do you really want to do this whole thing over to try to get it right next time? Like, I would think, like, ya sabes eso, like, you're here, just like finish it off. Meaning, just go to the end. Go to the end. Just do it. Because if you have that consciousness, you know, you're like, okay, we ain't doing this again. But you know, it's a sacred moment. It's a sacred moment. Yes, it will cost you everything that isn't real in your life. It will cost you those fake friends that your whole freaking life you thought were your day ones, your ride or dies, and all of that. Like, it's going to cost you that. It's going to cost you family. It's going to cost you. But the thing is that you see it though. Afterwards, you're like, okay, now I see why this person couldn't be around me. And this may sound cliche, but not everyone is meant to go to different levels with you. But you're also not meant to bring everyone with you either. Don't try to save people. Like, do you, work on you, and let that be what may inspire someone else. But you're not here to save anyone. You know, this whole religious mentality sometimes that you got to go out and save lives and save souls. And first of all, that's not even biblical if you really do your research. But you're not meant to do that. Yes, you can plant seeds, and yes, you will inspire people based on what they see in you. But this is not for you to go and fight people's or somebody else's battles for them. They have to go through their own phase. They have to go through their loneliness phase. They have to go through that identity death. They have to go through losing certain relationships. This is this is no joke. This is no joke. But this is the way it's supposed to be. You're remembering who you are. And yes, it's like a smack in the face sometimes. You're in the middle of remembering who you are while knowing that you can't be who you were because that's not really who you were. That's who you were programmed to be. That's who you felt you had to be. That's who they told you you had to be. And so many people are so afraid. They have this fear inside of them of being who they truly are. It's so much easier for some people to continue being who they're not. That's easier for them than for them to go through the process of actually being who you are. And that's okay. You know, it's all on you. It's all on you. That's between you, and that's it. Like, you do what you want to do. But in most cases, this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen in order for you to shed that skin, in order for you to be born again, be new. That's why it says that. Like, be born again, like literally born again. That other person has to die. And I don't mean a physical one either. Like, you know what I mean? You don't go and do that. Like, that character in this play, whatever you want to call it, simulation, that character that you were, that character is the one that needs to be taking off the cast. However you do it is on you. There's no right or wrong way. And this isn't a race either. It's not a race. You do it at your own speed. I want to go back to the whole sacred process of this. It's a beautiful, it's like a paradox. It's like earth shattering, like your whole world just like falls apart. I don't care what you've been through or how, when you go through this, like literally your whole world falls apart. Everything that you thought to be true is not. Who you thought you were, you're not. The way you thought is really not who you truly are to be thinking that. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful when you uncover. Listen to me, listen to me. It's beautiful when you start uncovering the true you. When you start uncovering that you that's not in survival mode anymore. That you, and again, this is all you choosing to be that new person, that true person. It's beautiful. It's beautiful because you get to see who you really are. You get to see how powerful you are. You get to see how you're love. You get to see how you can pour love and be love. You get to see and experience, when I say see, I mean experience. You get to experience what you're really doing here. And it's like, wow, this is who I truly am. This is me. Not that person from years ago that had to live a certain way, that decided to choose these things based on that. No. Now you get to choose things based on who you truly are. It's such a beautiful process. It's beautiful to choose to be the you that you truly are. And you can never, ever, ever go wrong. Even though there's really not a right or wrong, you can never go wrong with being who you truly are. And you uncover how beautiful you truly are, how magnificent and fantastic and unique and just who you can be. Where you can say, wow, look at this power I have. Where maybe before you thought you were a weak person. Everything that I'm saying, like, listen, if you have an ego mentality, you're going to distort and take out of context what I'm saying. Remove your ego in order to listen to this so that you can get the full understanding. You get to see, you get to be like, wow, I'm so wonderful. Wow, look at this power I have. Wow, I truly can have anything that I want. Wow, are you seriously, like my thoughts are creating the life that I live, the reality that I experience. It's truly very simple, but we make it hard. Like, that's why you should say constantly, like, creating the life I want or experience that I want, having the experience that I want is so easy and effortless. You mean to tell me that I'm this dope? Yes, that's what I'm telling you. But you have to remove, not remove, because the ego's like the dark side of us, right? So there are times that it comes in handy. I'm not saying no, but when you're going through realizing and coming into consciousness of who you truly are, the way that you think is with the God mentality. Source, God, whatever you want to call it, the infinite, it's with that mentality. So when you remove it, and I spoke about this before, when you remove that ego, and you just start not, creating these or choosing these experiences in your life that are genuine. And these are not things that you do in order to show off, because you realize that that's not the point. It's to for you to have the experience that you want. And that's beautiful. It's beautiful. And yes, it's like, and I know, the butterfly, all of that, but it's like the butterfly, the caterpillar into the cocoon and or everything that goes on in there. And then it comes out looking beautiful like a butterfly. And it's like, you know what? It's kind of like when you give birth, it hurts, all the stuff that goes along with it. But when you have your baby in your arms, it's like so beautiful. And then you kind of like, not that you forget what you've been through, but it's like, and it's kind of like that when you realize who you are. Everything you do is with a different intention. So, yes, you realizing who you truly are will cost you a lot, if not everything. That isn't real, that isn't in alignment with who you're choosing to be. There's grief after the expansion, like that's normal. You're not broken, like what you go through is normal. And I'm going to share this with you. Listen, there will be times that while you're dealing with this or experiencing this, that certain things will be removed, that you're going to be like, what the heck? Like, really? To add more grief, add more, and just, and I've used this before. I just think, I'm going to use it again, where this one guy, he was really choosing every day to be the him that he was, that this guy, he was choosing every day to be the him that he truly desires to be, and who he truly is. And it's like you think it's all cool, like, yeah, take away everybody and everything that's blocking my ultimate success, or ultimate fulfillment and highest good and all of that. And then his dog died. His dog died. And you might think like, wow, like really? Like this. But we don't know what relationship he had with that dog either. Like you're accepting that things need to leave your side, but then you don't want to let go of the things that are really blocking you. It may be that he had and The thing was that he had such a serious attachment to this dog that the dog came before certain things that aligned with the him that he was choosing to be. Because sometimes things that we think are good for us, they might be at the time and maybe it worked before, but for that you that you're choosing or looking to be or step into that identity, those things don't fit that person anymore. So that dog didn't fit him anymore. Not to say that later on, he can't have a dog. That's not what I'm saying, but just think about Job, right? In scripture, what they speak about, I'm just using the story for context. It's everything was removed. Not to say that he didn't get everything back later on, but yeah, sometimes you have to sell all your belongings and just blindly just trust source, the infinite, trust your path, trust your choices. Because when you do get through it or that phase, you're going to see that what then aligns with you is much greater than you thought that other thing was. You know why? Because everything is always working out for you. Always. And it's good to understand that sometimes things will be painful, in the sense, if you're being human and feeling those emotions, you will deal with that grief of certain experiences occurring to you. But that's only because those are the things that you kind of have to get past. And it's different for everyone. Save this video. Save it for the days that you might feel lonely. Know that you're not. That's all just that's all just put in your head to confuse you and make you think something that isn't. Because at the end of the day, you're not lonely. Once you realize who you are, you realize that everyone is you and you're everyone. You're really not lonely. You think you are based on the experiences you've had in life, but you're really not. You're really just aligning yourself more and more to who you truly are. Okay? So remember, be the you that you truly are. Love yourself. And remember that I love you.